What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is the Rapl. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Yoshii. Game number 2, Yoshii with an incredibly red-hot start to this series here. Playing some exceptionally high-level set there. And now he's moving into game number 2. And unfortunately for Rapl, Yoshii rolls Odin. This is a matchup that is quite difficult for Poseidon. I think some people would say this matchup is nigh impossible for Poseidon. I say that this is a skill matchup to some degree, with it being easier for the Odin player to win. The Poseidon player has got to use their brain in a really, really big way. They've got a lot of defensive resources to pull upon to beat an Odin player. So one is ceasefire, so that kind of stops the frost and the things that come like that. But more importantly, you also get access to Paspist. You get access to a lot of those like myth units that can be really, really strong, like the Nemean Lion, like the Chimera. A lot of options for the Poseidon player. Now we'll see what sort of a strategy Rapl's going to go for. Now Rapl has got an interesting Poseidon up his sleeve. So the big question is, what sort of a strategy is he going to be going for? But before we talk about that, let me just praise Yoshii, because what Yoshii is doing here is about 10 billion times better than every other Norse player I've seen thus far in this tournament. Not only did Yoshii start dwarf first here, but he's also saving the ox cart forever. He's gotten the perfect amount of wood he needs for a temple. His scaling here has been caught out, but it does look like the temple is going to come up here. No problem. I think if you start attacking this scaling at the very start, the scaling might fall there, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the math isn't quite on my side. How long does it take a temple to come up? Is it 40 seconds? 1 damage a second coming through? Maybe it's fine. You can just get the temple up. But a villager could come through and shank that, to be honest. Anyways, why is it called a Scraling and not an Ulfsark? Unfortunately, well, actually, it could be called an Ulfsark, but the way that it works is that the Skraeling is a unique infantry unit for Norse because 1, it can't be bolted. 2, it can be alt-est so that it can build while being harassed, unlike a normal Ulfsark. And I think that's it. So the Skraeling is just this unique unit to help out Odin in the early game, I think. As Freya now coming through for Yoshii. Really, really fast. He's still eating the hunt underneath his town center. He's got himself 2 ox carts. And this is just the way to play Norse. Look, he's only got 5 villagers on food as well. 5 coming over onto wood means he's going to be able to pump out those military buildings. And Yoshii is going to be incredibly aggressive early on here, as we do see the Theseus is out nice and early. This storehouse isn't the best here for Rapl. I would have liked to see him maybe put this on a different wood line. This wood line is really, really awkward there for Rapl. But Rapl knows what's coming for him. And he knows he's going to have to play a defensive game here. And an aggressively defensive game at that. And he does go through Hermes. Part of me wouldn't have minded seeing a Ares reaction to this forward position here. But Freya about to pop here. It's a little bit later than I actually thought it was going to be, but we do see 2 Ulfsark are already out for Yoshii. So he did build an extra Ulfsark there as the Theseus pushing forward, looking for a little bit of harassment as the relic coming in. This is the Kopesh of Horus. It's a big, big relic for Yoshii as the double longhouses is going to be coming up here. And what does Rapl decide to do here? Military Academy. I like the opener there. Military Academy, very, very good. The question is, do you go for a stably? Do you go for an archery range? And he does drop that archery range as the Valkyrie coming into the main base here. Going to start harassing some villagers. Rapl not reacting just yet. He's got a nice house on this position to play around Forest Fire. This storehouse as well plays around Forest Fire as well. Going to be getting himself some militia there if he needs to. But the Valkyrie sees the Hippolyta and decides time to run away, as we see some walls coming up on this position there as well to lock in the map, as we see some raiding cavalry coming out for Yoshii. Does Yoshii actually know what Rapl is doing here? He doesn't actually see it. He sees the archery range, so he knows it's not mass. He knows it's not mass Hippocon. As Rapl tries to poke his head in, and the army going to start popping out here for Rapl. Now, look at the difference in resources banked here. This is the big difference between Norse and Greek here. And you've got to work this one out as the Greek player. Because at the moment, Rapl is down 9 population. But he could have spent those resources with a perfect build. This is the thing that you have to work out when you're playing these sort of early game situations. Is how do you spend all of those resources? And same too for Yoshii. How does he get those resources all spent as best as he can? As Rapl here is floating a little bit of food in the bank, and he's probably taking this fight a little bit early here. 6 minutes. I don't know if he's going to be able to win the fight here. And Yoshii, he knows he doesn't need to take it, as the Catoscopes over here going to get pushed back. There's also a Black Lotus here. That, as if this isn't a good enough map for Yoshii here. A Black Lotus means he's going to be able to farm in the Classical Age if everything goes poorly. If anything goes poorly in the Classical Age, he's going to be able to farm his way out of it, which is a really big deal. As Rapl pushing through here, we do see the fight starting to ensue. And with the good positioning, which he does have, plus the Toxotes with the Centaur on the back there to snipe down that towing axeman. Great early game fights here as Rapl is catching up on the population. We are still seeing raiding cavalry, throwing axemen coming in. If you can remember back to kind of general Norse versus Greek theory, if you can get to 115 population as the Norse player, you can beat these sorts of Hoplite Toxotes army of the Greek player. So Yoshii kind of knows that. He's just going to be taking the L's on these longhouses. And one thing that Yoshii has done impeccably well here, and I'm going to give credit where credit's due because I have to, because I call people out when they do things incorrectly. Look at the map. Look at the houses. They're in his base. Yes, Yoshii is losing wood here. Yes, he is losing wood here on these long houses, but he's not losing houses. He's getting those up and he's completely safe where that's concerned. Now, what I want to see here from Rapl is to cut the Hoplites, cut the Toxotes, go heroic age in this moment. And he's doing that. This is exactly, he doesn't need hand axe. He needs to go heroic age, throw his table down, and make himself prodromus. Why? Because this is mass raiding cavalry. You don't need to stay in with these hoplites anymore. You don't need to pump units out. You don't need to get upgrades. You need to go heroic age because you get the Nemean line. Do we see an armory there? Yes, we do. You get the Nemean line. You get the prodromus. You get the answer to the Norse army. As the army here for Rapl still fighting here. We see the walls up on this position, which I absolutely love. He will need to throw up a wall here, though. This is something that I think Rapl needs to get sorted out is in his own gameplay is these little bits of defensive liability. It's not good. You got to sort that out as the raiding cavalry are going to be coming through here, and Rapl is going to be out of position to defend this one, though he can just retreat the villages, take no losses except for a little bit of economic damage there. But do see that Yoshii decides against pushing into the main base there, as it might be a little bit of a bait, he thinks. Both players seemingly stopping production here, going to be going for the heroic age. I like that. I think it's exactly the way to play this position. Rapl needs to decide whether he wants to go for the heroic age or the mythic age. If I'm completely honest, in this position right now, I think that staying in the heroic age is the right play. As we see a couple of granaries coming down, he does get the ghost build here. Forest fire getting dropped though, as the villagers will have to be pulled off of this position. He can run into the tower here, no problem. He probably shouldn't lose all too many villagers here, but Rapl is fighting underneath the forest fire right now, getting some value there, but Rapl kind of knows that even fighting underneath the forest fire, it's not that big of a deal. He does take a lot of damage onto a lot of his units there, though, and there's no way for him to heal those back up. Whereas Yoshii, he's going to be able to not only have the Odin unique bonus of regeneration, but also that Valkyrie is going to be able to heal him back up. as well as what is Yoshii doing? Yoshii is smartly going for the town center, but this just means that there's two options now for Rapl to react to this. He can go for that huge heroic age push, or he can go for the Mythic age. And I'm not sure he quite has the food for the Mythic age is the only problem here. As the raiding cavalry are checking out the town center, sees that one not coming up. Obviously, he can go heroic age and get a town center as well, which wouldn't be a bad idea either. As the walls getting torn down over here, villagers attempting to repair this one back up for the time being, as the Hoplites going to come over and defend that one there. As Yoshii pulling back. A third town center for Yoshii. A third town. What do you do? No, you have to just attack. You've got to go for some sort of a gold star. But with the gold mines in the main base, life gets really, really tough here. This is incredibly greedy from Yoshii, but because he's got that gold mine in the main base, it's incredibly smart as well. Do we see a stable? This is, oh, we don't see the stable. This is the other part of the fast heroic kind of strategy is get the stable, make prodromus to one, defend your own villages on the gold mines and everything else, but mostly just to be able to deal with those raiding cavalry. Yes, you've got some hoplites, but a couple of prodromus goes a long, long way in these fights. As Yoshii not only getting his third town center, he's still got tons of herdables. He's eating the berries over here. He's going to be making nothing but dwarves at this point as well. So he should be able to get the food to go heroic age. This is scary for Rapl. This is scary for Rapl because he doesn't have a great answer to this position. As the town center is up. 3 town centers here for... 3 town centers for Yoshii. Rapl is going to be going for the Mythic Age. He doesn't really have another option. Villagers moving up onto this gold mine over here as well. Why not go for the safe gold mine at the bottom? Why? You don't need to make the game hard. Oh, he's going for the boards. Okay, I take that back. You don't have to go. He's got gold in his main base as well, right? So it's all completely safe. So he's just going for the boards. Okay, I like this play. He's going to be able to get himself the food he needs because he's out of food in the main base here. He's got the hoplites in the defensive position to protect his villagers over here as the raiding cavalry are going to get taken out, pushing through here. And Theseus is also in to take out that Valkyrie to boot there. As Yoshii, he's just pumping out units. He's getting temples up. He's getting military buildings. He's getting a dock down as well, potentially for a longbow to transport units around there. As the hoplites still killing off units here, we do see the immediate curse. I actually like that play because, one, it gives the pigs in the main base, but it's just getting damage onto Yoshii because at some point, Rapl is going to be pushing in here. As we see the food coming in, the market is up. The Mythic Age is going to be coming through for Rapl. And here's the thing, though. Yoshii knows this is coming in. Yoshii knows this is coming. Rapl has done this to Yoshii before. Rapl has done this strategy to Yoshii before in a way. This is a little bit different, but he's done this strategy to Yoshii before and it's worked out. So we'll see how it's going to go. The question is, where do you click Earthquake? In the main base, picking off all of these houses. On the forward town center here to attempt to get a 4 to 2 town center advantage. What is the option is the big question here. As the wall's attempting to come up here, will he get this one up? He does manage to get that wall up. The villager gets spotted here. Rapl does notice that nicely. He's going to finish this wall up. He doesn't need to build this wall here. We'll see if he's going to pay attention to that or not, because if he starts that one while the wall is getting built, it goes down to 0 HP. You got to be paying attention on those ones. This is a very, very known fact of Age mythology is how the wall system works there. Unfortunately, Rapl not paying attention there as the army coming through, going to take out the Ulfsark on that position there as well. As the raiding cavalry coming through, the army pushing in. And here's the big thing. Earthquake on the hometown center opens up this gold mine here. And he can try and get onto this gold mine over here, as this is the only other gold position that Yoshii is in. Yoshii at this point has got no economy. Not no economy. He's got great economy, but he's got no gold income at the moment. He's going for the heroic age now. Super late. Artemis is on the way here for Rapl. Rapl needs to push in. He's got to hit that earthquake immediately. He's got the Pegasus though. As the villagers popping out, earthquake gets dropped down. All the houses going down here. The town center is going to drop. The villagers don't take much damage to that one at all, but the ox carts do go down there. The longhouse getting cleaned up over here as well. Town center coming up on this position as well for Rapl, as the pain is about to start coming Yoshii's way here. The villagers are going to sneak over onto this gold mine. It is a big, beautiful beautiful wood line here that has been knocked down, but it's still present here to protect Yoshii's economy. Skadi is on the way. Rapl is at 95 of 115 population. He's behind about 20 villages at the moment. So he just needs to pick off a handful of villages. Plus he's getting the town center to boot here as the Polyphemus is going to come through. And guess what the Polyphemus does? It takes out an undefended town center like no other as the army of Rapl is making its way over here to push off of this gold mine. We see the walls are up here. The village is going to be pulling back over onto this gold mine now. There's a Hersary over here, but there's really not that much stuff here to defend. There's going to be some villager kills here moving forward. Where's the temple for Yoshii? Does he have one up? Yes, he does. That means he's going to be having himself the free Frost Giant, but there's 2 myth units for him to deal with here, plus the hero. So 1 Frost Giant might not be enough as the Hoplites trying to take this one out. The Polyphemus is going to clean up this stone gate, move forward here as well. There's the Nemean Lion with that special. There's the Chimera taking down an Ox Guard as the villagers scattering in onto this position. Frost gets dropped down now, but the damage is sort of done. The Polyphemus coming through. There's still 2 Chimera over here as the army pulling back for the time being. Rapl going to be able to catch up on the villagers while this is all going on, and he's breaking through on this position beautifully here. Hypaspis getting built as well as Rapl knows that Yoshii is strapped for food at this position in this point of the game as the Polyphemus is going to come through and he's going to take out this town center as well. Yoshii's at full population though. He's trying to get the damage done over here to all of the myth units there as well. But taking down this town center is absolutely huge for Rapl. Rapple's got some farms coming up. He's got some hunts still coming through here. He's going to have to build himself a bunch of farms really shortly here, but he's also hitting those pigs that he used Curse on. This strategy that Rapl is executing in this game is absolutely beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. But the game isn't over just yet. Yoshii is still has the villager lead here. The Chimera staying alive. You're going to be retreating away from this position. There's another Frost Giant coming out. The heroes are all out here. The only one that Rapl is missing at the moment is the Atlanta as the Theseus comes over here. Rapl trying to find some villager kills. There's a bunch of villagers on that position he could utilize that special ability onto as the Polyphemus is going to be breaking through this wall over here as well. Actually got to move the Hoplites here to get that Polyphemus through. He's a little bit confused about how everything works. So the other thing that Rapl has done superbly here. This is a timing attack, but look at Rappel's base. The walls are up on the gold mine over here. The walls protecting his base everywhere. His economy is absolutely perfectly defended in this position, meaning there's not going to be any way for Yoshii to raid him in this position as the units pushing in for the raid over there. The army swinging around on this position for Rapl as well. We see some more walls coming up by Yoshii as the army gets kind of separated here, but this is a longhouse. You can just take that longhouse down incredibly quickly there as the Theseus gets a little bit of damage done onto the Frost Giant. Toxody's going to be retreating away. Army getting cleaned up. Leave the Chimera on this position, my friend. You've got to be breaking through this. Look at the gold villages. You can take those out so easily. Yoshii's got a ton of gold in the bank right now, but this longhouse is getting cleaned up. The army slipping through on this position. The Hoplites getting taken out, unfortunately, here, as Rapl kind of not controlling this one the best of his ability here, but now the Atlanta is out. More Chimera are coming in to this position here as the Chimera pulling away. Just take the frost. Take the frost on it. Use the special ability. Use the Polyphemus to kill this one off. Decides against it there. You don't have to worry because it's not a one-hit kill. It's just 20 seconds of idle time on your Chimera. If the frost comes down in a poor position, as we now see another temple coming up as the walls are back in. We see the Chimera getting frozen there, but no big deal there for Rapl as the Polyphemus sticking on this position. You can turn around, use the special abilities onto this. There we go. Look, the Frost Giant gets absolutely demolished there as the Polyphemus bashes that Frost Giant away. The Stone Gate over here going to get taken down as well. Temple coming up, Hill Fort coming up on this position. Villagers retreating away here. Can Rapl get in and grab this town center at any point is the big question. Another Frost Giant has managed to come out here as the Chimera getting one fire breath off, 2 fire breaths off. Look at the villager count dropping there. 54 villagers remaining. Rapl Rapl has now got the villager advantage in this game here, as these Chimera are doing absolute work, ladies and gentlemen. We've also got the Hoplite up on this gold mine there, checking that one out. Town Center coming up on that position there, as well as the Chimera continuing to push through here on this position. The villagers getting onto this gold mine over here. Got to be careful of the Chimera though, of the Fire Giants though, as the Polyphemus is going to be breaking down this temple. Polyphemus going to be able to continue to cause problems for those Frost Giants here, as well as the Atlantean on this position. Got to be paying attention with that Polyphemus. You can use that special ability on the Frost Giant there, but it looks like both players kind of a little bit too preoccupied there as the hero's going after this one. I honestly think it's worthwhile to just utilize that Chimera special onto these units. He's got all the heroes he needs to kill off these Frost Giants here, as the army going to be pushing through. The villagers coming through to try and shank down those heroes, but it's too little, not enough at all, as the Frost, look at the damage that the Chimera do there onto those Frost Giants, as the hill fort going to be getting taken down. More damage onto those villagers falling there, as the Chimera continuing to push in. The Frost Giant coming back in, does manage to freeze one of those, but this is a very, very low HP Frost Giant there. The Atlanta unfortunately not doing the right thing at this point. Picks off one Frost Giant there. Another Chimera does get frozen there, but the Polyphemus will be able to clean up that final Frost Giant, which means the Chimera 20 seconds later pops out, uses that special ability, but another Frost Giant popping here for Yoshii, as Polyphemus needs to get over here and deal with that one, as the Chimera pops out. Little bit of damage done, gets the special ability off, but does unfreeze there, as the Chimera pops out, going to be trying to get even more damage done onto those. Throwing Axeman does get that one down there, as the Chimera going to be pulling back for the time being. Yoshi's at 81 population now, ladies and gentlemen, as Rapl will be pulling back. Can Rapl continue to put the pressure on? Does he go for this town center? He's got another Chimera over here. Picking off this dock is a big deal, because it does secure this town center in a big way, as Rapl pulls his army back. There's a bunch of throwing axemen are out. I mean, Rapl here taking his time. He probably doesn't need to take his foot off the pedal this much here, as the Polyphemus is going to come over and take out a house on this position. Remember, there is still, I mean, okay, I'm going to say this, but do remember there's only 34 villages remaining. There is still Ragnarok remaining, and Ragnarok is always going to be a scary thing to deal with, no matter who you are. As Chimera does get frozen over here. The Hersa do come in, do pick off a Chimera there nicely. The Polyphemus is just enjoying taking down these houses over here. I like that decision from Rapl, but I mean, he just needs to break down this wall and pick off more villagers, and he's found a victory in this game. I mean, he's already in an incredibly good position here in this game as well, as... What is he going to do? Chimera's still taking out that dock over there. He's been there for a very, very long time. And he can come in and grab this town center at any point. 71 villages here for Rapl at this point. He's got himself plow, pickaxe, hand axe in a great position here, as these houses going down as well. Chimera sneaking around onto this position, going to be looking for some villager kills over here on the farms. Will Yoshii be able to pay attention to this? Yoshii is an incredibly quick player, but... there he goes. Wasted that special ability. Nice play there from Yoshii, as the Hersa are going to be coming through. You got to be careful to not get these Chimera trapped here, as Yoshii attempting to jump into the town center and block these ones off, as the army pulling back here. Throwing Axemen do not yet have themselves that what's it called? Hunter's Axe. Cheeky little longhouse here from Yoshii, as well as he only picks the low HP Chimera off, but the Chimera here gonna get not in the best position here. He's kind of stuck, but this means the raids can continue to happen on the villagers up on this position, because Yoshii is preoccupied for the time being, as the villagers sneaking around. Cheeky walls are up, but not up fast enough, as the villagers will get in onto this town center. Flames of Typhon coming through here to make the Chimera tyrant after all is said and done, as the Frost Giant does hit another Chimera here. Rapl throwing these Chimera away. He was doing so well with them, utilizing them not by themselves, but with the army doing so well where that's concerned. But now the Toxotes coming through onto this position, going to be attempting to take out these units here as the Polyphemus now does end up falling, but no more usage of the myth units here for Rapl. How many villages on the favor? He's still got 7 villages on the favor. He can take those off now. He doesn't need to continue building myth units here. He's got the 4th town center. Just get all the economy going, get your upgrades, and just continue to pick off villages and cause problems for Yoshii's gold mine. Yoshii doesn't have the units to deal with mass Toxotes at the moment. He's only got Thrown Axemen. That's not going to cut it here in this game, but we see the town center up. Nonetheless, a fortress down here or something would not go astray. Chimera Tyrant picking off villages on this position. He can take down the farms as well if he really wants to. And another Polyphemus to come out would not go astray here for Rapl at all. He can take down this town center super easily as the Toxotes pushing in, taking down the villages on this position. Rapl is so far ahead here as the Frost Giants coming through. I mean, even 2 Frost Giants. There's the Hippolyta, there's the Theseus, but those Toxotes are going to take it down as well here. No problems where that's concerned. As the Chimera moving back up onto this position, we do see the Hersa see some villagers going to get a little bit of a raid there as the Chimera coming through, targeting in onto this position. And the Toxotes able to take out those Hersa super easily there. As the Theseus going to clean up the Frost Giant on that position. Villagers coming out off of that gold mine. No gold income now for Yoshii remaining. There is a complete gold starve in right now for Rapl as more Chimera Tyrants are moving in here. And in this moment, Yoshii does say, I'm gold starved. GG. What a play. What a strategy here from Rapl. Can we just... Anytime you see a Poseidon player complaining about Greek versus Norse, show them this game. This is the way. I've been saying it for how long? Semi-fast heroic from Greek. You've got several options after the heroic age. The mythic age, the heroic age push, it all is strong. It's not guaranteed win, but it is a skill-based win as opposed to the fast second town center we're seeing Greek players doing against Norse, which is a safe play but puts the game into the Norse players' hands. This play from Rapl, it puts the game into Rappel's hands and he shows how powerful it is. I don't know what else to say. Great game here from Rapl, leveling the series 1-1. Just what I would expect from 2 players at this caliber in this sort of a tournament. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.